All righty. Just making sure we are live and that I can see everyone. Hello, hello. Okay, we are good to go. Happy Thursday, everyone. Happy Thursday. Welcome back to another group coaching show. Say hi, guys, as you're tuning in. I'm just getting myself situated here so I can see questions as they come in. I can see your name. Say hi as you join so that I see your name pop up. What I want to do today, I want to talk about how to eliminate customization inside of your group coaching programs. This has definitely been a hot topic inside of my coaching programs, inside of my mastermind program. It's been something that we've been having a lot of conversations around, and I really wanted to come in and just kind of share some of that with you guys. So I thought that that would be pretty cool and helpful for, some of you guys who are feeling like you're running these programs and maybe you feel like they're taking a ton of your energy and time, or you just have like a lot of clients who are like, really needing a lot of different things from you, and you feel like you're kind of recreating the wheel for everybody and starting over, all of that good stuff. So definitely have some things to share with you guys and riff on a little bit here today. All right, let me just get my chat up here. Okay. So I want to talk about with you guys how to eliminate customization inside of your group coaching programs, but I also want to talk about how you can increase client results while you eliminate customization, right? I think one of the things that is a very, very hot topic with a lot of coaches is we have this idea that if we don't customize our program, if we don't customize our teaching for every one of our clients, then they're not going to get the results that they want. They're going to feel like they're not supported. They're going to feel like, it's cookie cutter, like they're not getting what they need. So a lot of coaches that come to me, they have that idea like, well, I would love to do a group program. Of course, I want to make more money. Of course, I want to impact more people's lives. Obviously, I would love to do that. But like the idea of customizing my program for so many clients when I can barely do it in my one-on-one, that just feels overwhelming, right? And we hear this from hundreds of coaches every single day. And the fact of the matter is, like, there are ways that you can eliminate customization 100%, and you can personalize for people, and your clients will still get, in fact, they'll get better results. Like they'll get even better results in your group coaching than they would your one-on-one when you design it in such a way. So I think that's a really cool concept to help shift the belief around that just a little bit, give you a different perspective on this. The fact of the matter is that your clients are not going to not get results just because you put them in a group over one-on-one. They're not going to not have a good experience because they're in a group and not one-on-one, right? So I want to dive into this a little bit, and I hope this is going to be super insightful for you. Say hi in the comments as you join so that we can see your name pop up so we know you are here. Also, share in the comments if you offer group coaching right now, or if group coaching is something you're thinking about. Like, are you considering it? Are you thinking about it? Is it something you're kind of playing with the idea of? Or do you already have a group coaching program? I'm super, super curious. So one of the biggest obstacles or challenges maybe that I feel coaches have that come to us anyway is this idea of, I want to be able to personalize my program for my clients, right? I want to be able to personalize so like my clients feel like there's intimacy, there's personalization. Providing personalization to clients inside of a group container without having to recreate trainings, without conducting private, coaching calls, and ultimately working more is what a lot of coaches who come to us think. They literally think, oh my God, this is going to be a lot of work. It's going to be way more work to serve all these clients than it is to just serve a few inside of my one-on-one. I'm going to have to create way more content. I'm going to have to do way more coaching calls. Ultimately, I'm going to have to work more. there's a distinction I think I want to make today that can kind of shift this for you right away, and then we can dive into the details. But personalization and customization are two entirely different things. So personalization is not the same as customization, right? Customization takes place in one-on-one containers. So if you're like a one-on-one coach, you customize everything for your clients, right? You're doing private one-on-one coaching calls. You are customizing your curriculum or your process or your methodology or your here's how you get to XYZ, right? Like your proven process. Inside of a one-on-one coaching container, you are literally customizing everything for your clients. You're working one-on-one with them. So that's kind of the point, right? Customization happens inside of one-on-one work, right? Because you're working privately with a client, right? So you're listening to what they need, and then you're just giving them that, or you're creating that for them, or you're saying, here's the actions to go take. Everything is customized inside of a one-on-one coaching container, right? The thing is inside one-on-one coaching, they're not really following a process, right? They're just following your action steps that you're giving them. And you guys get on a coaching session, they're struggling with X or A, you give them B, they go do it, and then they come back and it's rinse, repeat, right? It's customization. And so that's the way you're giving your client what they need, when they need it, the way they say they need it. That's one-on-one coaching. That's what you do. It's very, very customized because it's private and intimate. That is not group coaching. That is the distinction. That's not how you coach clients inside of a group coaching container. Inside of a group program, you personalize, you don't customize. Customize is let me create something for you specifically. That's customization. You don't do that inside of a group container. That's not even like manageable, right? Personalization is what we do in a group program. You are serving multiple clients at one time. There's no possible way that serving all of these clients at once that you can be creating something customized for each individual client. That's not even something that's manageable. That's not sustainable. That's not how you coach inside of a group coaching program, right? Inside of a group coaching program, you personalize. So that means like you have an evergreen automated curriculum, right? It's already created, it's recorded, it lives in a membership site. You have an evergreen automated curriculum. Your clients go through your curriculum and then they get on coaching sessions, group calls, not one-to-one private calls, but group calls. And inside of those group conversations, inside of those group calls, they get to ask unique questions that are specific to them personally, and they get personalized responses and feedback from you or your coaches, right? That's what you're doing inside of a group program. Inside of a group program, they've gone through your curriculum, and then they're coming on to a group call, and they're asking you personal questions that are relative to their business, to their experience, to their journey. They're asking questions that they have. They're sharing their perspective on what they just consumed and took away. And you're personalizing your responses. You're personalizing your suggestions to them so that it suits and fits their goals, their needs, whatever. But what you're not doing in a group program is you're not going in a group program and you're like, oh, you want this? Let me create a training on that. Oh, you want this? Let me create a training on that. You do that inside of a one-on-one coaching program. In a group program, you have a step-by-step, evergreen, automated curriculum that if every one of your clients goes through your curriculum step-by-step in completion, they are more likely to get the one result or promise that you said they would. That's entirely different than one-on-one coaching, right? Where you're coaching one client at a time and you're repeating the same things over and over and over to every single client. That's customization, okay? So a group program is personalization. It isn't customizing, okay? So I think it's just important we understand that customizing and personalizing are two different things. And then you can understand where you do each of those things, right? So you're not inside of a group program, you are not changing your process and creating brand new trainings and adding those into your curriculum every time a client asks for something, right? That your curriculum should be a step-by-step proven process. So the analogy I use with my clients, I always like to say, think of your curriculum inside of your group coaching program like the directions on the back of a cake, like a box of cake, right? It's got like 3 ingredients and in like 4 steps, right? You're going to need this much oil, this much eggs, this much water, and the mix, right? And then you're going to mix the ingredients. You're going to grease a pan that's this size. You're going to set your oven for this, and you're going to bake it for this long, right? That is the recipe on the back of the box of cake. That's your curriculum in your program. So when a client enters the program and says, yeah, but I don't want a box of cake, I want a box of brownies. You don't go create a recipe and a brand new training to give them a recipe for a box of brownies. You're going to say, but you joined the program for a box of cake. You came here to master how to bake the perfect cake. So in this program, my curriculum helps my clients master how to bake the perfect cake. So we're going to follow that curriculum. And if you would like to learn how to make chocolate chip cookies or brownies or cupcakes or something else, maybe you can go to another person who specializes in that and get that somewhere else. Or maybe we can bring an expert in. But we're not changing our process. We're not going to change the way we bake our cake when we already know that the way we do it makes the perfect cake. Why would we change that process? Can you imagine if you had a box of cake and every time you followed the recipe on the back, it came out perfect, but then every time a client came in, they wanted it differently and you changed it for each and every one of them? That's one-on-one coaching, right? We don't do that in a group program. Your curriculum should be a proven step-by-step process, A, B, C equals X, Y, Z. It should be designed and laid out in a way for your clients to go through it, understand it, execute it, and get the result. So if that's the point of your curriculum, then the key to that is that they need to follow it. But if you're off creating all this other stuff that they're sidetracked with and that they think they need when they don't know what they need, you know what they need and they need to follow your process. So if you're not pushing them back to follow that and you're just creating all this distraction for them by creating new things every time they ask for something, you feel like you have to be the person to create that for them. Your clients are never going to follow your curriculum, right? They're not going to follow it because you're not leading them to follow it. You're customizing, you're creating all this additional stuff that's not actually helping them get to the end result, right? So I want to give you guys the most common mistakes that coaches are making inside of their group coaching programs today. And just a side note, I've been running year-long group coaching programs for about 8 or 9 years now. And for the past 5 years, I've been inside 5 multi-7 and 8-figure coaching companies where I've been hired to come in and redesign their group coaching programs and train their sales teams to sell those programs. So definitely a lot of years of experience of hands-on working inside and the back end of very, very, very high level successful group coaching programs with like 500, 600, 700, 1,000 clients in them. And across the board, these are the top most common mistakes that we see that we end up having to fix. And the first one is that you allow your clients to tell you what they want. Like you allow your clients to say, I need this, I want that, I want to learn how to do this, I want to learn how to do that, I would love a training on this, do you have a cheat sheet on that? And then you're off, create. And the thing is that they don't know what they need. If your clients knew what they needed, then they would not need to invest in your program. They would go do it. If they knew what they needed to do to get what they wanted, they would just go do it already. The fact of the matter is they only think they know what they need, right? Your job as an expert at what you do is to continuously bring your clients back to the curriculum, to the ABC equals XYZ process, right? That's your job. If you are an expert at what you do and your clients are paying you for that, then that's what you need to keep bringing them back to. So by you fueling and enabling their distraction, that's not going to help them get the result. And they're not even going to see your process as an actual proven process because you're not even sticking to it. You are not leading and pushing them back, right? So like you want to keep pushing them back to like, if you want to do those things, that's great. But like, let's get this goal first. Let's make this happen first. Let's do this first. And then like, as a leader, it's your responsibility to stay in your zone of genius. If you teach people how to do organic and they're asking for paid advertising, that's none of you should not be teaching that. You should not be creating that. You should not be talking about that. You should not be having those conversations in your program. If your group coaching, for example, is about organic, like lead gen or whatever, then you should only be talking about organic lead gen. If your clients want paid advertising, they go elsewhere for that. They go to a Facebook advertising specialist, an expert at ads, right? And so you want to keep bringing your clients back to your curriculum and your process because they're coming to you because they believe you're an expert at this. They believe that you are the person that knows how to get them where they want to go. If you back out on that and you're like, oh, what do you want? Sure, I can create that. Oh, you want that? You need this? You want that? Then you don't even look like you know what you're doing. And now your clients are all over the place and not getting a result, right? So that is the first common mistake. And I see this in probably, these few things I'm going to go over with you. I see these mistakes in about 98% of coaching programs, whether they are new startup coaching programs or they've got 1,000 clients in them programs. 100% almost, we see this. Huge, huge mistake. And then the second mistake, this kind of goes hand in hand with the first one. Every single time a client asks you for something, you go off and create it. We have this idea as coaches and leaders and influencers and experts that we must have all the answers, that we must be the person to provide everything to the client, or we are not valuable. Our program is not valuable. They will stop paying us. They will go somewhere else. And the fact of the matter is your clients will never stay with you if they're not getting the result. It doesn't matter how much they love you. It doesn't matter how awesome you are. If your clients aren't getting the results that you promised in your program, they will go elsewhere. And so your number one focus should be getting your clients to go through your proven curriculum that you know leads to the result. That should be your number one focus, is clients are going through your process because you know that when they follow it, your process will get them the result. So if every time a client is asking you for something else and you go create it, you are taking them away from your process and you're getting them distracted on shiny objects, on things that they don't even know that they need because they don't know what they need or they'd be doing it. And now they're all over the place and it waters down your process, right? It waters down your process, but also your membership curriculum gets very sloppy, right? Because you used to have A, B, C, D, but now you have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, the whole alphabet inside of your curriculum, because every client has asked you for something and you've gone off and created it. Because you believe that that's what makes your program valuable, is that you create whatever clients ask for instead of being the expert and saying, well, wait a second, let's not get distracted. We already have a process that's going to get you the result if you follow it. So let's go back to the curriculum and let's execute, right? Keep your eye on the prize. Let's focus. The third problem that we see is that you, as the coach or as the facilitator and the leader, you're burning out. You're burning out because you're constantly coaching or you're constantly creating and you're feeling like your clients are not getting your concepts. They're not connecting the dots. they're not doing the work, and ultimately they're just not getting the results. They're not seeing the progress that you want them to be seeing in your program. And so now you're just feeling completely overwhelmed. You're feeling completely burnt out. And you're just like kind of sitting there wondering, like, what the heck is going on? What is wrong here? Right? And at the end of the day, your clients are feeling the exact same way because they came to you and they are looking up to you as the expert to facilitate the process and guide them. And that means even guiding them back to their focus and their goals and to your curriculum when they're getting sidetracked and they want all these other things, or they think they need them and want them. Your job is to rein them back in and hold that accountability and bring them back to why they're here. And a lot of coaches are not doing this. And instead, they're just fueling distraction and creating all this chaos in their group coaching programs. And your clients are not getting the results, and you're not having a good experience either. Because now you're coaching clients, right, that are not having the progress. They're not getting the results. And you feel like, why am I constantly having to create? Constantly coach, right? Especially if you come from one-on-one coaching, you already know how exhausting that is. The last thing you want is to be doing that in your group coaching program. The whole reason you started group coaching was to scale your income and impact and actually bring down the time you have to work to do it. And now a lot of you are getting into group coaching and you're working 50 times harder, which is the exact opposite of what you wanted, right? And then the other problem that we see is that you have clients showing up to your calls. They are unprepared. They say that they don't know what questions to ask, or they're asking the exact same questions over and over and over and over. And it's showing you they're not going through your curriculum. They're not following your process. They're not doing the work. They're not having progress or getting results. And you can tell because they're not advertising the result. They're not sharing any wins. They don't know what questions to ask. They're not prepared on the calls, right? They're asking these questions over and over and over and over that's showing you they're in the same place every week. And you can tell that they're not going through your curriculum because they're still asking these same questions that you've answered in the program and on multiple calls already. This 100% happens when you try and treat your group coaching program like one-on-one coaching. They're just not the same containers, right? They're not the same containers, so you just don't run them the same way. So let's give you guys a couple of action steps that you ladies can take today. If you're running a group coaching program already, I want you to look at these things. If you are thinking about a group coaching program, I really want you to lean in here and really pay attention to what we're talking about. Because again, multi-million-dollar coaches are making these exact mistakes in their programs. This is not uncommon, okay? So chances are, if you are running a group coaching program or thinking about it, these mistakes are either things you're already doing or that you definitely will end up doing if we don't lean in and listen, okay? So for a couple of action steps for you ladies. Number one, I want you to look at your curriculum. I want you to look at your curriculum that you're currently walking clients through, that you're teaching to clients. Is it short? Is it straight to the point? Is it step by step? So if a client entered your curriculum today, they joined your program and you put them into your curriculum and gave them access today, and they followed every single training that you have in there in the order that you have it to completion, step by step, will it get them the promise that you promised? Will it get them the result? Now, you know this by looking at your curriculum. If you feel like it's sloppy, if you feel like it's all over the place, and if you feel like it's messy, and if you feel like you have no idea if this would get them the result, that's the truth. If you have clients going through your curriculum already, and you're like, no, they're not following it. No, they're not getting it. No, I'm not seeing results with it. They're all over the place. It's too much. They're not completing it. You already know this, okay? You know the answer to this. It's just time for you to become self-aware and admit it so that we can change it. Okay, number two, I want you to look at how you're running group coaching calls. When you get on group coaching calls, are they designed to allow for hot seats for your clients, feedback, so that clients feel like they're getting personalized feedback and suggestions. Like, I want you to think about how you're running your group calls, okay? And I want you to ask yourself if you're structuring them so that your clients feel like they're getting personalized feedback and suggestions. So are they showing up to the calls? Are they able to ask questions in an organized fashion? Is every single person on the call getting the opportunity to ask unique questions and get personalized feedback and suggestions? What do your current group coaching calls look like? Okay. The third question is, are you leading clients back to your curriculum? And are you showing them that your process is the path to what they want? Or are you creating something new for every single client every time they ask for it? This is definitely going to diminish your authority, and clients will not believe in your process because they're not going to get results from it because they're not using it. They're not following it. So that is in no way, shape, or form doing a service to you or your clients by not even following your own curriculum and believing in it and having your clients follow it. Okay. So I want you to look at that. I also want you to look at, are you providing one-on-one, so private, one-on-one onboarding calls and milestone check-ins with every client? So this is going to help them feel like you're keeping them accountable to your curriculum and doing the work that's required for them to get their results, right? Now, this can be done by you. This can be done by your coaches if you have accountability coaches or assistant coaches inside of your program. These do not have to be done by you, but somebody needs to be doing them. Somebody needs to do a kickoff onboarding call. Someone needs to do one-on-one check-ins, like calls, around the big milestones inside your program. Okay. If you are doing a mid-tier offer, so like maybe you're doing something that's like $5,000 or less, you should have a Facebook group for people or some app community so that clients can post their wins, their experiences. They can ask questions as they're going through your curriculum, and they can ask program-related questions and connect with peers. If you're doing a high-end program, so like 10,000, 15, 20, 30, 40 plus thousand, it's more of a high-end program or mastermind. You want to have a group community, but then you also want to have like a private Slack or Trello channel for your clients to connect with you and your team of coaches privately, like outside of the community and outside of the group calls. Is that extra little touch point for these clients that are paying you multiple thousands of dollars. Okay. So all of these elements are going to give a sense of personalization to every single client that enters that program, while also making sure that they're sticking to and following your proven curriculum, which will ultimately increase their likelihood of success in your program and make that experience more exceptional. And you will find that you get more of your time back. You could serve more people, make more money in far less time, right? Because you could cut out all the one-to-one, all the constant content creation, all that customization. And you're really bringing in elements to help your clients have the ultimate exceptional experience and get the results in your program in a very, very repeatable, but yet automated way. And then you're bringing in support to give those personalized touch points. Okay. I hope this was helpful. If you guys are listening to this, if you are a coach who is either running group coaching, or maybe you're not running group coaching yet, you're doing one-to-one, but you want to add group coaching, or you are already doing group coaching and you're really just finding like some of these mistakes, maybe you feel like you're making these, maybe you have clients in your program right now and they're just like, they're not showing up prepared to your calls, they're not following your curriculum, you can tell that they're not getting the progress, they're not getting the results, and you are feeling like, I am working way harder in this group container than I was in one-on-one, which is the opposite of what you wanted. Maybe you feel like you're constantly creating, you're constantly coaching, you're constantly answering questions. maybe you just feel like this is a whole lot more work than you expected. What I want to say is 1000% that can be flipped around very, very quickly, because it's not the container. It's the way that you are running it. It's the way you've got things designed and structured. And when you change those, everything changes in your group program. Your group coaching program, literally, you can deliver it in just a few hours a week. And you can serve 50 to 100 plus clients at a time inside of these programs. No content creation, like no constant recreation. You have a proven automated evergreen curriculum. You have live components and elements that do not need to be run by you. They might be in the beginning, but they don't need to stay that way and shouldn't. You have clients that are taking independent action. They're not codependent. They're leaning on the peers. So you have community elements. You have personalized components that are sprinkled throughout the different things that really give your clients a sense of personalization, but it's really actually independence that you're creating, and your hours have massively decreased while your income and impact have gone up. If that is something that's on your radar, if that is something that is like music to your ears right now, and you're just not sure how to do that, go ahead and drop group coaching in the comments. Someone, either myself or someone from the team, will reach out here shortly. We could talk about the different programs that we have. We could see where you're at. If you're still in one-to-one, thinking about a group program, or if you're already running a group program, and we could kind of ask you a few questions and see if what we're doing to help our clients scale with group coaching programs, we can see if that would be a solution for you. If not, we'll get you plugged into some really, really valuable resources that are going to help you. And we'd love to have that conversation to see if we would be able to help you reach your goals in your coaching programs that we are currently helping all of our clients do. So if that is something you'd like to have a chat about, go ahead and type group or comment group coaching in the comments where you're watching this, and we'll go ahead and have myself or my team reach out here shortly. We'll just ask you a few questions. We'll have a little chat. We'll, if we don't feel like we can help you right now in our programs, we'll go ahead and plug you into some free resources that we know can get you started on really designing an amazing, exceptional group coaching program. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful. See y'all soon. Bye, everybody.